Oh, hello. Welcome, everyone. First, it might be helpful if my microphone is right here. Then people could hear me. Welcome, everyone. Let me just make sure that my audio is where I want it to be. There we go. How's everyone's day been so far? I hope that everything's been going good for everyone. Also, how was the music in the audio at the beginning? I tried to tweak the volume a little bit more, so hopefully it should be much better now, but we'll see. I'm interested to see though on what everyone else says. Also, don't worry, you weren't late. The stream has not ended. Oh man. Yeah, it's been a it is Paimon. Yeah, how are you feeling since this morning? I know you weren't feeling too great. Let's see, just making sure that everything else is good on my end. Let's see, all of that's good. This time I actually have a title, and I do have the game that we're streaming today. Oh, as a little bit of context, so for the first ever stream, when I clicked stream and start to stream, it nothing loaded properly, and my title was blank, and the game was blank, and none of the stuff that I pre-programmed in there was there, and so I was freaking out. And then like 10 minutes before the stream started, I was like panicking, trying to figure out how to fix it, and then finally got to the point to where it was at the point where I wanted it to. So this time around, it looks like everything is doing so much better, which I am very happy to hear about. Well, I'm sorry you're not feeling the best still. Hopefully you'll be able to continue to relax and chill while I play games in front of you. Anyways, I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular that I needed to mention before we jumped right into things. Everything's looking and sounding great. Thank you so much, Epo5000. Also, thank you for your first time chat. Yeah, awesome. How, since I know you know me, Epo, how do I sound compared to my normal everyday life whenever I talk to you? Hopefully I sound a lot better. Anyways, all right. Well, I say for right now, let's just jump right in. All right, there we go. Nope, let's pull up this. There we go. So, for, sounds like me. Good to know. Hopefully, I wouldn't sound any different. I mean, granted, at any point, you know, I could just, do this and make it sound a little bit more interesting. As if I was giving you another call. Hello, are you there? Can anyone hear me? Anyways. It's just a fun trick that I have in my back pocket, and later on when the time comes. Anyways, so for those who are unfamiliar with Genshin Impact, Genshin Impact is an open world game that has a lot of amazing views, as you can see here. This is the starting area that you start out with, and this is one of the areas that you can discover and find that you can interact with. It's kind of fun. But anyways, the biggest draw I'd say probably for Genshin Impact is just the fact that it has a really, really big, expansive world that is just massive. This is the starting area, the opening area that we start out with. Thank you so much for the follow. Let's see. I'm totally gonna butcher your name, but I think it was, oh dang it, I don't have it. No, I already lost it. Crap. Okay, note to self. Either extend the length of the notification or do something else. Crap. Okay. Let me write this down before I forget. Let's see. There we go. All right. Awesome. You can have it show in chat. Oh, I probably should do that. Yeah, I definitely should do that. But anyways, as I was saying, so this is a huge open world where there is a lot to explore. You have this entire area, all of this, going even farther up north, all the way over to here. And then if there wasn't enough to explore, all of this, all down here. But yeah, today my goal for the stream right now is to work on oh crap. All right. Working towards helping build up this guy named Wriothesley. Yes, it has gotten so much bigger. I know. I remember playing way back in the day too. It's been a long time. Also, I just realized that my chat is super dim on this stream. I might take a break later on and try to see if I can fix that. But yeah. So, what was I going to say? Oh yes. So, when it comes to this game, you have teams of 4 people. You have usually, now it's not, this isn't the case for every single team, but you'll have one person who is your primary damage dealer. You'll have some supports, and you will have other people who will be what's considered a sub DPS. And so today I'm wanting to work on a specific team to help make it so that Wriothesley deals a ton more damage. And in particular, it is this team. Wait. Actually, it's partly both of these teams that I'm going to be working on. What does DPS stand for? Damage per second. It is the amount of damage that a player can deal within a second. Characters that deal a lot of damage really, really fast have typically a high damage per second, but over Bennett's fine. He's great. But yeah, basically characters that can deal a lot of damage are what are considered your DPS characters. So that could be, for instance, Wriothesley in this team, or if I were to come over to here, Navia is another great DPS. And then that can even go to Mualani. Usually a lot of my teams, my DPS will be in the first slot right here. But anyways, so today in particular, I think if I remember correctly, I was actually wanting to work on specifically building up Lanyon, who is going to be a great support for Wriothesley. Anyways, let's see. So why don't I use the tools that are found within the game, and then we can figure out what type of stuff that she still needs. All right. So if I were to come down over to here and select this, now we can see all the stuff that she needs when it comes to building her up. So we have, let's see, if I were to specifically level her up for her character ascension, let's say I wanted to try to get her all the way up here to her max level. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely need to grind a bit more. Let me see if I can craft a little bit more to get a little bit closer to that. Let me do this real quickly. There we go. All right. So when it comes to building a character and making them deal a lot more damage, there's a lot of different stuff that can be done to Okay, I'm gonna need definitely a lot more. I got 10 primos for watching. There you go. That's why I have drops enabled. But yeah, so when it comes to building a character and making them deal more damage or be more helpful, there are a lot of different criterias that make them stronger. So let's take Wriothesley, for example. Wriothesley, he has his level, which is kind of his overall level. So you can see he's 90 out of 90 right here. So he's the max level. His weapon, which also has its own level. And then each of these different weapons, which if I were to switch right here, there's a couple different weapons that I do have. All can give different buffs, different passives, and add a different amount of base attack. So for instance, this book in particular, the Wood Sith, is the one that is relatively decent when it comes to having his highest damage potential. Then you have artifacts, which are my favorite thing about the game, specifically grinding for artifacts. So all these different things have their own different stats that they apply. So for instance, this are flowers. So they have flowers, feathers, an hourglass, chalice, and they have circlets. All of these give different base stats, and flowers always give HP. Feathers always give a base of attack, and then sands can give different, how do I put it? Basically, sands can give a couple different modifiers. In this case, I have Wriothesley with an attack percent. Then I have a goblet. Mine specifically deals with increasing his cryo damage because there's also elements to the game. Every single character is assigned a different element. So Wriothesley, as you can probably tell from the background and all of the snowflakes, he's a cryo user. And then you have the circlets, which to me, the only ones that really matter are the crit rate and crit damage. And then as you can see, they also have other substats. Brian mentioned. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, Wriothesley is my personal favorite character. I really, really like playing as him, but the only problem is his damage is nowhere where I want it to be. Still deals a decent chunk of damage, but okay, you're right. Technically, they don't always matter. Depends on per character, but for Wriothesley, for me, it's crit rate or crit damage. But yeah, I absolutely love his storyline, his play style. But yeah, he just does not do as much damage as some of my other characters, and I want to be able to change that. A DPS Shalon. I mean, there you go. That's a flex. Having a DPS Shalodin. Do you have any constellations at all, or is it just Shalonen being Shalonen? But let's see. Jesse Zero. There you go. I probably could build a DPS Shalonen, but I already have so many other characters that utilize. The man called me. Wouldn't get off the phone. Welcome. C2. Yeah, C2 would definitely make Shalonen really, really good. Welcome, Girl with Guns. I tried going through and talking a little bit about kind of the general idea about Genshin. If at some point you want to go back and look at the VOD, you can kind of see my general explanation. I thought that you were already here in chat, so it's okay. Either way, we're happy to have you. You want to see her build? Sure, if you want to post it on chat, or even if you wanted to come and join me, that's fine too. Either way. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see right now, for at least for Wriothesley, I only have C0. Hopefully that will be changing here in, I think, March 4th. Because I'm going to be trying to go for both his weapon and for his constellation. Let's see. Let me do this. Let me quickly add you. Let's see. All right, just sent you a friend request. You can check the character builds if you want. I'm making tacos. Oh man. Yeah, right before the stream, I was really trying to hurry and try to get ready for the stream. And I thought we had some food that I could have prepared pretty quickly, and then I found out, nope, I didn't. So I had to quickly throw on some grilled chicken on the grill and whip that up real quickly. The only problem is that it was raw when I pulled it out of the freezer. So I had to, it took a little bit longer than expected. So it took me that much longer to be able to get stream started up and running. But your friend requests are full. Tell you what, how about I just do this real quickly? But yeah, yeah, it was pretty fun trying to really get into getting that all prepared before stream. Anyways, I'll bring it. I mean, you could just ship them to me, Ebo. Come on. It's not that hard. You know my address. You could just ship it to me. It's great. All right, let's check it out. So let's see. All right, not bad. Tack, not bad as well. I'll get on it. Defense, it's about where you want it. Crit damage 279 or 271.9, and then crit rate. And I'm assuming you probably have, yep, you have that. So that bumps it up. Said you'd like to look at other characters if you want it. To you. Sounds good. But yeah, dang. Yeah, that seems like she could hit like a truck. That's awesome. Curious to see what your artifacts are. Any specific set of art or any specific artifact that's just like really, really good? It's okay. It's not bad. Pretty solid. Oh, I just realized. Oh, it's opposite order. Let's see. Oh my gosh, dude, that crit rate. Oh, the crit rate's so good. Dang, that is almost, that's like the perfect. Okay, now I'm seeing why you specifically have Plume of Death instead of anything else. 14, 9, not bad. ER, crit damage. Dude, 25%, that's so good. And then last but not least, okay. Yeah, put it as crit damage. Honestly, overall, really solid. Oh, and you're running the... Okay, you're running this sword. 20888. Not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, that's awesome though. Dude, level 90 everything. That's pretty sick. Yeah, as far as my characters go, I have a decent selection, and a lot of them are still not up to level 90, but we're getting there. When I first started playing this game way back in the day, oh, they'll sell it away if you bring tacos. When I first started playing this game a long time ago, I did not know how to build characters at all whatsoever. And because of that now, I'm finally deciding, you know what, I'm going to start building characters and really start building some good solid teams. And hence why it's part of the process and the plan that I have for the coming couple streams is focusing on specific characters and really starting to build them up to be in preparation to finally have a couple good characters and a couple good teams. I have all characters, but I'm missing 6. Okay. What's the 6 you're missing? Now I have to know. Let's see. All right. Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to quickly pull up my interactive map, which I don't have prepared. Oops. Hold on. There we go. Let me do this. There we go. Now I've finally got my map up. All right. So today in particular, I think my plan was to focus on either Lenyon or on Charlotte. Either or. Does anyone have any specifics on which one they'd prefer me to do? Or anyone in particular that they would like to learn more about? For the time being, I am actually going to go, let's say for right now, while I am waiting for some responses, let's go get some of the, oh, I definitely know how to use the interactive map. Okay, let me start looking towards working at getting some of the extra materials that is needed for leveling up Lanyan in particular. Characters. There we go. All right, so let's first start off right here. And let me switch over for the time being over to my exploration team. That will make it a little bit easier to travel around the world and make it a little bit faster. So let's see, first things first, I want to go right around there. And I just realized how I probably should do this. There we go. Now I can see everything. Perfect. And away we go. Oh man. Yep, so as part of leveling up certain characters, there are some things that each character will need in order to level up. In this case, right now, Lanyan, one of her level up materials is I need to go around and basically break a lot of these green crystals so that I can get, or that's kind of her, what they call a world specialty. And so, yep, Lanyan needs, I think, another 100 something of this. So you can only get so many per every couple days because you can run out of the resources that are here and then it will take a little bit to respawn. Let's go right here next. Let's see, where is this? There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of characters in particular have flowers or other type of like stuff that you can grow that it can be that can make things much easier. But in particular for Lanyan, because she requires these crystals or the jade, it requires for me to be able to have to travel to each of these areas and get it. Oh, before I forget, with Girl with Guns, one other thing that's also kind of fun about Genshin, and in particular, my personal favorite aspect of Genshin, is the fact that once players reach a certain level, you're able to join other people's worlds and be able to play multiplayer, which is one of my most favorite aspects of the game. Something that I love to do with other people just to pass the time, or if you need help with grinding specific enemies or specific bosses, it can be a great time. Yep, co-op. Like GTA, kind of. You can only have 4 people in the world at one time. And so it's I still love this because it's so stupid being able to use Chaska to fly up a mountain. But yeah, so you can it's kind of like GTA, but it requires a little bit more. Or sorry, what am I, oh my gosh, what am I thinking? It is similar to GTA, but there are a lot of different overworld enemies that, oh, it's down there. That's fine. And so sometimes having some help from other players who are higher level can make things really easy, because then your higher level players or other higher level characters or higher level players are able to basically just absolutely carry you and then help you defeat a lot of enemies really quick, which can be really, really nice. And I might as well pick up some of this ore too, because I can never have enough crystal chunks. Let's see, where's the next patch? I think there might be a little bit more. Oh, come on. Nah. Okay. I guess there's no more right here. All right. I love a good carry. Let me tell you. I remember when I first started playing the game and I had a couple of my friends join me with coming to my world. It would be like we go up against bosses that would take me like anywhere between like 20, 30, 40 seconds to even like 3 minutes. And then I would have my friends join and they would just come in and then they would kill them in like one hit. And then I'd just be like, what the heck? It's so not fair. But now I'm at the point where I can do that with other people. So it's great. There are some characters that I have that can deal lots of damage and lots of big numbers. So it's a lot of fun. Let's see. It says that there's one right around here. Yeah, what? Hold on. Oh, it's like right there. There we go. And having a motorcycle be on the water, because that totally makes sense. Is it just somewhere like up there?
Bring it.
Well, I guess let's go up and see. Oh, those are the days. Are there any battles near you? Yeah, there are plenty of enemies nearby. Let me continue to fail at figuring out. Is that right there? What the heck? All right. Yeah, let me not fall down the waterfall. Let me see if I can go to an enemy. Let's go to a boss, actually, real quickly, while I am needing to teleport. Let's go to one of the first bosses that you can encounter. This is what's considered just an overworld boss. There are two different bosses. There are weekly bosses or domain bosses, and then there are overworld bosses. Nope, we're not dealing with you right now. So this is one of the bosses who's already starting up. Okay.
Burn it down.
So let me quickly take him out. So one thing that's kind of fun, in particular, with Genshin's combat mechanics, is each different character, first off, plays very differently, as you can see. And then the game rewards you for being able to know each different character that's in your party and being able to swap to each different character and get their benefits as you play them. So like, for instance, there are certain characters in the game that don't really have too much that they need to do, like they need to be on the field for. So like, for instance, let's take Malvika. This is Malvika. If you were to activate her skill, you can see in the bottom right corner, it's covered up by my UI. Here, 1 second. I'll do that for just a quick second so you can kind of see. So the bottom right corner, you have the E, your E skill, which is
trials.
which is kind of like your typical skill that you can use. And then you have to the right, which is your Q, which is your burst. Your burst is basically your ultimate attack. It deals usually a ton of damage, or it does a really awesome effect. And then you have so this character in particular, she wants to be either on field or off field. So, for instance, if I do this,
Rise with the sun.
and if I just realized there's no enemies nearby, so that doesn't really do much. But if there's an enemy nearby, it would constantly attack them, or there'd be a kind of a beam coming from the sky that would apply what's called pyro to whatever enemy that you're attacking. And then from there, you can mix different elements. So, for instance, let me just go to some area that I know there are enemies. Sure. Why don't I come over here and we can go fight a guardian for a quick second. So, for instance, let me come down over here. Speed it up a little bit more. So, okay. So here's an enemy. He's real fun. Tries to attack me immediately, shooting missiles at first. So, okay. Let me switch it back into here so that my audio is fixed a little bit better, so you can hear me a little bit better. All right. So, for instance, if I activate this, and then I switch over, you can see there will be a beam that will constantly come down and it'll apply that little fire marker above him. Now, if I mix that with another element, so like for instance, now has hydro applied to him, it will apply what's called melt. And there are different reactions that you can do. Or actually, sorry, this one is vaporize. And then, so each different element interacts with other elements in different ways. So for instance, let's do this. So he has hydro applied to him, and then now I'll do that. And you can see there's a little crystal on the ground. That's what's called crystallize. Anything mixed with, in this case, this character that I'm playing right now is Geo. Geo can make a lot of crystallized, which gives this little bubble shield around me that protects me from incoming attacks. So you can see I took a lot less damage and it broke the shield immediately. And then there's a bunch of other different elemental reactions that happen with all of the different characters. So the idea, at least with this, or with I guess the team that I have right now, is I'd want to apply pyro and then use this to hit him with a really, really big number, a really, really big damage. Because it's in particular with vaporize, it's a damage multiplier. So if I hit something that is affected by pyro, the next hit that is a different element will stack whatever damage that a move would do, if that makes sense. So it has a pretty intricate combat system, and I mean, from this you have pyro, hydro, dendro, which is kind of like, if you wanted to change this to Pokemon terms, you have fire, water, grass, electric. Animos doesn't really necessarily have a one-to-one with Pokemon, I guess. Maybe normal, if we're gonna go with the card terms. Then you have cryo, and then Geo. And all of these different characters can apply those different elements in different ways. Sometimes it's off-field, sometimes it's off-field, sometimes they're support, sometimes they're damage. And so mixing and matching your teams to maximize your character, or what your character wants, will make it so that each different team plays a very dramatically different way. So it can be very, very rewarding to do a lot of, I'll say a lot of different separate teams in a lot of the different ways in how they, or a lot of basically playing with their strengths and weaknesses. Let's see, where's the next location that I have? I think it's right here. There we go. But yeah, probably, or later on, I'll be doing a couple weekly bosses towards later on in the stream, and some so yeah, weekly bosses and overworld bosses, and then I can showcase it more a little bit more. Let's see. Next up, I need to come up to here. So there are some that are right here.
Rise with the sun.
Oh, also, while I'm going through and while I'm playing the game a little bit more, how does the game audio sound compared to my speaking voice? I guess we're gonna quickly take out this guy.
Take me up. Open fire.
All right.
Bullseye. Locked on.
There we go. And then pick up all of the drops that they nope, I'm just gonna leave them there. They're not gonna aggro against me. But yeah, I hope my audio sounds pretty decent. I tried listening to it in a couple of my own recordings to see if the audio is mixed a little bit better. But sounds a little low to me, but I don't know how loud it's supposed to be. When you mean low, do you mean the game audio or my microphone? Let's see. Next up, the game, sorry. Okay, let me do this. If, actually, I don't know why I'm doing that when I have this that I can do it with. So, how does that sound if I bring it up to there? Does it sound a little bit louder? I sound great. Oh, thanks. See, I can turn up the game audio a little bit. All right, perfect. I'll make a note of that and then try to see if I can update that when I go to my break here at some point. Where in the world is this thing again? I think this is the one that I was trying to look for a long time ago and could not find. You know, I'm used to loud chaos. Used to loud chaotic or chaos, and this is calm and chill. Yep, that's it's another reason why I really enjoy this game. Is it's nice and relaxing, at least for the most part. Sometimes it can get a little crazy, and then you can then it can become hectic. In particular, some of the other streams that I've joined, there's some things that I've done before is where we will roll dice and figure out just basically out of all of our characters, we would just choose a random character from a specific element, and then we would have to then go from there, and then we'll see if we could complete and finish different bosses. A lot of times it was really fun, and then there were a lot of other times where it just ended in disaster constantly. Okay, is there not any more right here? Let me see. It looks like there should be some maybe a little bit further ahead. No. Let's see. All right. I guess I got all of those ones. Next up is... let's go to right here. So, I'm totally gonna butcher your name. Is it Kim Peace? Kim Pace? When did you start playing Genshin? Actually, instead of me having to guess, I can actually just tell you exactly when I started. By a couple different ways. Let me pick up these. Oop, gotta pick up the radish. So let's see. One easy way that I could do this is coming all the way over to looking at the very first ever character that every person gets. Amber. When did I get you, Amber? Wait, how do I figure out? Wait, hold on. I used to remember how to do this. I think I have to do this. go to my character archives, and then go down to Amber. Join party all the way back in 2021. So what, September 10th? So yeah, so I've been playing this game for a while. But yeah, if you're still in chat, how long have you been playing? How long have you been playing Genshin for? Okay, where is? Was it just those couple ones that were right there? I guess so. Just zoom in. Yep. All right. Now next up. I think I have to come all the way up here. Although I'll find out real quick.
Rev the engines.
Let's see. Oh, I used to remember where this entrance was, because I think there's an entrance to like a cave somewhere in here that can go into that area, but I guess I can't find it. That's okay.
Try and stop me.
Let me just hop on a motorcycle and drive all the way up. Let's see. Should be like right over here. Oh, is it? It is. It's right here. And that's right. I don't have that unlocked yet. So it looks like it's time to go to the next area. Let's see. Let's go to here.
Rev the engines.
Let's see. Let's come all the way over to here. Oh, that's not good. I guess we're swimming. Gotta get these that are right off their backs. I think it's just those three right here. Yep. Okay. Got those. Next up is... I guess we'll come here. And I'll heal up while I'm here.
Full throttle.
So, Girl with Guns, what are your general thoughts as you're watching me play? What are you thinking? Oh, wrong character.
Let's ride.
There we go. Wait, did I go? Oh, I went way too far. I needed to go right here. Oops. Turn it around. It's cozy to play. I will say. Oh, nope. Take it. Hey, Girl with Guns. You want to test out your mod, or no, what is it? Oh my gosh. Your mod powers? if you need some help with how to be able to do it, I can help you if you want. But I bet you can probably get it. Wait a minute, I went the wrong way again. Gosh dang it, I didn't need to go all the way up here. I need to come over here. Maybe? Yes, no? Oh my goodness, where is this? It's not these, yeah, no. Hold on. So it says there are some that are like right here. I guess the hammer. Good job. I guess I do need to go up. Well,
Try and stop me.
actually no, I'll do this one. Do Shalonen. Oh, what am I stuck on? I'm stuck on a tree. Now! All right. There we go. And it was right here for the whole time. Gosh dang it. All right, well. This is okay, I suppose. Oh, also, you better believe I'm totally going to be probably asking my artist to make some type of emote that's specifically for the banhammer. Okay. I love it.
Rev the engines.
I'm drunk with power, lol. Yeah, sounds about right. I can agree with that. I can relate with that. All right. Where are the next ones? Let's see. Oh, were there some that I missed that I totally could have gotten? No, never mind. Haven't gotten here yet.
Full throttle.
Whee! All right. I'm sorry, goat. I wasn't intending. It just auto attacks. All right. It says that there should be like two or so right here. I bet it's probably underneath.
Light it up.
Sure, why not? There we
I
go.
told you today's our lucky day.
All right, let's go see. Is it down over here somewhere? I think it might be. Oh, yep, it was. Get some iron.
Rise with the sun.
Kill these guys real quickly.
Incinerate.
There we go. I like how cute the outfits are. I'm such a girl, lol. No, I mean, there's some really great ones. I I'm not necessarily one who is absolutely ecstatic about anime, but
Rev the engines.
I mean, I will say there are definitely some characters and some outfits that do definitely look very nice and very pleasing to the eye. Let's okay. I think there's some under the bridge right here. I mean, this isn't it, but I'll take it. I guess never mind. That's okay.
Take me up. Here. Here.
Okay. And there's basically more or less 3 more that are relatively easy to access. Okay.
Here.
That's right. This one doesn't come out until after an event.
Carving waves.
And then the other one also doesn't come out until another event. And I wasn't paying attention to my stamina.
Off we go.
All right, never mind. I guess that's pretty much all of them for now. All right. So let's see. Let us head all the way over here to right now and go to a crafting bench. Go see if we can craft some of the stuff that's needed to finish up
Chasing waves before. You want to try?
building up Lanyon.
Well, come on. No time like the present.
All right, so let's see. Let's go to character ascension. So, okay. So she needs a lot more gems, but that's okay. Okay. I'm gonna switch it back over to here. I don't think I'm gonna need it. Need the interactive map for just for a minute. All right, this is what we're gonna do then. Why don't we open up the bag and then look at all of the resources that I have and see if I can kind of work some magic maybe. Let's see. What do I have the most of that is just kind of burning a hole in my pocket? Probably Electro, now that I'm looking at that. Yeah, it's definitely Electro. Let me just do that. Alright, well, let's do this for right now then. Let's focusing on building her. Let's start off with her character ascension. So she has that much. 15.9. All right, there we go. And now see if I can finish crafting a bunch of this. So, okay. I need some more of the Anemo gems. So then let's do this. Sure. Is that for abilities? No, this is just for leveling up her main level. Well, I'll go over how you can level up her abilities here in a minute. So let's just say I will create 4 of these. And then let me work a few bits of magic and change the recipe to this. Yep, let's do that. There we go. So now, if I were to come back to here and come back to Lanyan. All right, so character ascensions. Now all I need is a lot more of these, which is real fun. This is such a great thing to farm. And I just need a couple more. Okay, I'm not going to be able to completely do everything, but I can get her up to, yeah, Ascension 5 is good. So, okay. So what I'll need for Ascension 5 is quite a bit more of that. And then I need to fight him probably like twice. Yeah, basically. Okay. Well, so yeah. So when it comes to building up your character, so here, let me explain this. Now that you're here, I'll explain a little bit. So let's go back to the same character that I'm looking at working towards building up. So there is their actual level, kind of like the overall level for the character, where all of the base scaling comes from. You have next the weapon, and the weapon can be also something else that bumps up and increases their stats. So in this case, this weapon in particular increases this character's base attack and their HP. So they have a lot more HP when I have this book equipped. Then you have artifacts, which artifacts can range from a lot, or basically from utility to just straight damage. Artifacts are basically like another modifier, another additive that can help your characters become stronger. So for instance, this character really wants this artifact set. As you can see right here, there's a lot of different artifact sets that all do different things. And you can see how many I have of each of them. So this character really, really wants this. So for right now, I'm just gonna kind of slap something together. You know what? Sure, why not? We'll just kind of throw something together to kind of show the idea. So in this case, all of these different, so there's 5 different artifacts that you can equip, and all of them give different stat bonuses, different like flat ones that they are guaranteed to have. And then they can have substats that will also increase the character's different stats as well. So you have flowers, you have feathers, which I'll just do this for now. Sure. You have sands or hourglass. I'll just throw this on, even though it's really not that great. Then you have goblets or chalices. This is absolutely garbage in her, but we're going to throw it on anyways. And then last but not least, you have your circlet or your hat or crown or whatever you want to call it. In this case, I am just going to pull, sure. Really crappy build. We'll go through and build her up a little bit better later on. But each of these different things give their own different stat bonuses. And then if you build at least 2 or 4 of the same artifact set, as you can see, all of these are from the same set, except for this one, because one of these things is not like the other. And then you can see right here for the artifact details, this would be all of the stuff that I would get from just my artifacts alone. So the HP, attack, defense, elemental mastery, which is kind of like, remember how I was showing before, if you attack with different elements and you combine them both together, the higher the elemental mastery, the more, in general, the more damage they deal. It's with an asterisk because there's some nuance behind it, but if you have a lot more elemental mastery, you have a lot more power from those specific types of reactions. Stamina is flat across every single character, so it never really changes. Then you have crit rate and crit damage, which sound pretty much just what you'd think it would. Crit rate is basically the likelihood of you getting a critical hit. And then your crit damage is basically the added multiplier on top of whatever, or on top of a crit. So in this case, I have a 10% chance to do 22% more damage. And I'll show you some other characters later on and how this can turn into some pretty disgusting numbers that are pretty high. Then all the rest of this healing bonus, how much this character can heal, how much the character receives from healing. Energy recharge is basically whenever you use your ultimate ability. So for instance, I'll do this. This is Malvika's ultimate attack. It's one really big hit, and I get to ride the motorcycle indefinitely without any draining of the stamina. And then eventually it'll go away. But as you can see to the bottom right, there was a cooldown timer, and now it's just dull. Nothing's filled in. There's no color. With her in particular, the way in how she gains that ultimate, Malvika in particular is the most unique character when it comes to this. You can increase their oh my gosh, my mind just is going blank so bad. Basically, you can build up their alts, and then the rate at which you can build their alts is dependent on, let me come back to Lanyan. It's based off of the energy recharge rate. And then the cooldown reduction is basically how fast that initial cooldown is on coming off of cooldown. Shield strength is, if you have shields, that's how much extra strength they get. And then all of these are different damage bonuses for each different element. And then how much you resist certain different elements. Pretty simple stuff. And then physical damage is more or less the amount of damage that your character does just from their basic attacks, but it's a multiplier on top of the attack. But yeah, so there's a lot of stats that can go into what makes each different character and each different build for that character be different and have a lot more complexity behind it. So, yep. And then on top of all of that, there's even more stuff. So like, for instance, as you can see right here, there's a lot of stats. This game has a lot of stats accorded with it. Then you have stuff like this, where each of her level or each of her skills. So this is her basic attack. This is her E skill, or just a regular skill. And then this is this character's alt. And all of them have different levels that can be leveled up and then get more powerful. So like, for example, if I were to switch over to Charlotte, you can see I have all of these materials to be able to level up her ultimate attack to be 1 higher. So in this case, it goes from level 6, now going from level 6 to level 7. And you can see the difference in stats that it changes. So I'll just say, yeah, for sure. I'll do that. And then if, like, for instance, if I wanted to see those stats again, just go to the skill attributes and they're all right here. So basically, I mean, as you can probably guess with any type of stat or any type of game that has visual stats, bigger number equals bigger damage or bigger support or bigger shred against your opponent's defenses. Or, I mean, the list goes on. But, nope, didn't mean to do that. But there's a lot of different stuff that, and on top of leveling up all of their base stats, you can level up their skills as well. And also their artifacts and their weapons. It's a lot. That's why having a character that is fully built and fully maxed out, it's impressive. Unless you're some people who have no life and play this game all the time. I'm not going to say if I'm part of that category in the very end or not. Most people who play this game a lot probably would say that I play more than the average player, but definitely not to the point to where I can actually really carry a lot of other people, at least in higher levels. But yeah, that's kind of the general idea and how there's so much that can be done to grind for a single character. But the difference between having no stats versus a lot of stats and a lot of levels on a bunch of different characters can be no, what aren't you talking about? But yeah, so there's a lot behind what makes each different character tick. So let's see. So let me show you kind of let me think of a relatively good. Oh, the only problem too is that I wanted to be able to play, if you were to ever play this game, I don't necessarily want to spoil any of the weekly bosses because they're usually final bosses of story modes. And so I'm debating on whether I want to do that or not. Real quickly though, let me collect my daily rewards. All right. Then, okay. So actually, why don't I do this real quickly? Let me come over to Lanyan again. That's fair. Okay, so let's level up Lanyan a little bit. You can go from her level cap from level 50 to increasing it to level 60. And then leveling her up with the resources that I have. And then now I hit a brick wall because now I need to go farm for this specific enemy. But we'll get there when we get there. And then, oh, why don't I explain something else that's kind of the less ideal things that I don't fully love about this game is the mechanic of the gacha mechanic. So okay, I'm not sure how familiar you are with gacha games as what they're kind of classified as, but each different character, they come in different rarities. You have 5 stars and you have 4 stars, which can be indicated by... Never heard of them. Okay, let me explain them. So you can see there are certain characters like Malvika who have this kind of gold banner around them. That means that they're a 5-star character. Typically means that they have higher stats and higher base stats and usually either deal more damage or have more utility. And then you have your 4 stars, which are kind of your lesser characters that can still be really, really good, and can really, really fill out a team and make them really, like, make some teams really, really do a lot of damage. Or it can kind of help fill in a gap that currently a 5-star can't. So, like, for instance, Charlotte is a support character who can heal your team, versus you have someone like Gaming, who is kind of a 4-star DPS. So he can do a lot of damage as well, but he doesn't do nearly as much damage as some of the highest damage dealing characters in the game. Definitely nothing to slouch at. And as you saw earlier, there's a lot of ways to be able to make your characters deal more damage. So there's a lot of people who can still have a Gaming that they've built up that does tons and tons and tons more damage than a lot of other 5-star characters. So in order to get new characters, that's where the gacha mechanic comes in. Every single patch, or I should say probably 2 times a patch, there's a chance for you to be able to basically throw a bunch of different, they're called wishes, but basically throw a bunch of different tickets away with the attempt to potentially roll into a new character. So in this case, this would be the 5-star character. This is kind of like the picture of this banner. And usually it's the character that you would try to wish towards. And then all of these other characters off to the right are your 4 stars. Other characters can kind of help fill out your roster and can help with support and whatever. On top of all of that, every single 5-star character in the game also has a signature weapon that is typically the best weapon for that character, or for sometimes other characters as well. And then you also have 4-star weapons. So there's 5 stars and 4 stars as well. And then on top of all of that, then you have your standard wish banner. So basically the idea is that this banner in particular never changes. You will always be able to wish on this specific banner, and the percentage on which character you could get doesn't change at all. But these ones, there is a bit of luck that's involved. So the idea is basically, if you just got a 5-star, there's what's called a pity system. And the higher pity that you have, the more wishes that you've sunken into a banner, the more likely you are to get a character. And the general, or I don't need to necessarily go into the details and mechanics of how, basically what goes into how, like, the percent chance of getting a 5-star character. But in this case, you can see right here, I have 75 wishes that I am currently right now saving up for the next character that's going to be coming out, which is going to be a rerun of my favorite character to play as, Wriothesley. This one is my boy. He is the one who I love playing the most, but he just does not do that much damage on his own. And it's a little frustrating. But he is going to be getting a rerun, and I'll be able to potentially get not only his signature weapon, which this is definitely not a signature weapon, and I'm wanting to get an extra copy of him. It's true. Wriothesley's great. He's part of his lore, part of his story in the game is that he's basically a prison warden. But he's pretty cool. I like him a lot. His storyline's pretty cool. But yeah, on top of whenever you pull for a character, let's say you have already, like, let's say for instance you already have the character. Let's say I tried to pull for Sigewinne. Let's say I already had a Sigewinne. Well, if I accidentally get or intentionally get a second one of Sigewinne, instead of me just getting a second character or second identical character, what will happen is I will get what's called a constellation. So, for instance, this one, I have no constellations, which means I've only gotten this character once ever. Whereas if I come to this character, I've gotten this character at least 3 times because I got her once to be able to get the character. And then I have unlocked her, albeit accidentally, 2 other times. And then this goes all the way down to 6 different constellations. So you can get a character up to 7 times until you basically just get a full refund for that character in the form of basically more wishes. So if you accidentally get a 5-star character on the 8th time, you get an extra 10 wishes. And if you do a 5 or a 4-star character, you get an extra, I think it's an extra 1 wish, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea. And so, as you can kind of see, the amount or what characters I have as far as constellations go, I don't have too many. Granted, I'm looking at all my 5 stars. If I were to look at just my 4 stars, I have 5 right there. I have 2, 5, 2, 3, so on and so forth. This one I have all 6. It's a great time. And basically each of these different constellations, once you unlock them, you get an extra bonus that makes them do more damage or have more utility. Or with some characters run his kit. But there's a lot of basically a lot of different stuff and a lot more nuance that can make each of these 4 stars, if you get enough of them, be able to rival, if not surpass, even some 5 stars. So, even more things that you can do to separate your character from everyone else. But let's see, what else is there? I'll level her up all the way too, because I'm gonna need to anyways. And oh, I'm so close, but I cannot do that because I already grinded for her stuff earlier. But yeah, so there's a lot more nuance with this. And so with actually, let me see if I can do this. I wonder, I'd probably not, but I'm wondering, does it already have the next banner coming out? No, that's okay. But yeah, so the next banner that's going to be coming out, or the next like mid-season patch, if you will, the next one will be Wriothesley. And so I'm wanting to try to get an extra constellation, try to get an extra copy of him, and then also get an extra weapon, or get his weapon, because getting the signature weapon for a 5-star character is 99% of the time the best thing that you can do if you want to really do what's called vertically invest in different characters. So there is kind of a horizontal invest where you would, like for instance, with my roster, I have a lot of different characters because I kind of horizontally invested. I have a lot of different options, a lot of different characters that I can do stuff with, but there's not too many characters that I have that I've vertically invested in. On top of that, as you saw earlier as well with this, each different character requires a lot of different stuff in order to be able to level up. So if I come back to Lanyan, and if I were to come to Character Ascension, I would need all of these extra resources and materials to be able to fully level her up all the way up to level 90. But if I wanted to increase, let's say, her basic attack, I would need all of this to be able to level up their skill all the way. Same thing with the elemental skill, and then same thing with their ultimate attack, or in Genshin they're called elemental bursts, or burst. Yeah, it's one of those games where there's always room for improvement. So for instance, let's say, well, let's do this. For now, why don't we head over to here, and why don't we fight the weekly boss that is required for Lanyan. And I'm actually going to switch up my team to show a different team that I have already built. Yeah, we'll do this one. This one is a team that I love playing because a lot of the damage is front loaded. It's very, very high burst damage style of characters.
Let's ride. Full throttle.
And so I'll be able to take out this character pretty dang quick,
Fire! Well,
at least relatively speaking.
feeling lucky? Haha!
As you can see, the pretty big numbers.
Cha! This one's got your name on it.
Oh, come on.
All right. Burn it down. Wrath from the sky.
You win those all day.
Let the mountain's veins boil. Bring it.
Let's see, come up to here, break this.
Let's light it up.
Let me do this.
Coming at ya.
There we go.
Hiya! Ha! This one's got your name on it.
There we go. And then now we can collect the resources. So out of all this different stuff, nice. For instance, this is the stuff that I would need to get. This is the, I guess you can say the weekly boss or the overworld boss drop that is needed for Yanlan or Lanyan. Yeah. So I would need a bunch more of these in order to be able to fully level her up. And then you also get other artifacts and then other level up materials like so. And then you get money and experience and other fun stuff. And then I can just sit here and wait another 10 more seconds and then fight him again, which is a very welcomed addition because it was not the case for quite a while.
Grave names echo.
Watch out! Head
Getting so many watching you play. Do I have drops in it? Oh, I guess this is, okay, that's what you mean by drops.
Everybody stand back. Pyroclastic surge.
I mean, this is true.
Hey there! Attack! That's the way.
Let the mountain's veins boil.
Umbrella warfare, I guess.
Rise with the sun.
Right.
Umbrella warfare, I guess. Ah,
See if I can try to take him out before he gets his shields back. There we go. All right, so we'll just do this 2 more times for right now. Okay, not bad. Not great, but that's okay. And so now if I were to come back here and look at my bag, or better yet, I'll look at the character. Let's do this. So now if I try to ascend, you can see now I have 21 out of 8 in order to be able to level her up. So now all I have left is working on Shimmering Nectar, which I suppose I will finally now begrudgingly show how to be able to get more of those. It's just kind of annoying. The character that honestly, the character now is not nearly that bad in order to fight. And in fact, I actually accidentally almost ran into one earlier. So why don't we go and go fight one. Let's see. This one is first. Actually, why don't I do this? Where is there a high concentration of them? That would make sense why there'd be a high concentration of them right around there. Why don't we come to right here? So there's quite a few of those right here. So what gives that drop are what are known as... We come on all the way over to here. Should be like right here. Is it not? Oh, that's great. I love this. Is it one trying to fight you? Nope, it is not.
Light it up.
Oh, I do not want to cook something right now.
I'm loving this treasure hunt.
All right, never mind. I guess these ones won't spawn right here.
Watch out!
And did not mean to do that. All right. The bike is so cool. You're right. Actually, why don't I do this? There we go. I think it's just right down here. Yep. So you can see this is one of them that I'm right over.
Yeah. Rise with the sun. Bring it.
Watch out!
Oh, that's it.
Well, with rock. Watch out! Hiya! Ha!
There we go.
Ah!
And so now you can see that they drop Whopper Nectar, or Whopper Flower Nectar, and Shimmering Nectar, which is the thing that's needed to be able to finish leveling up Lanyan. So there are two right there, and there's another one up there? Okay. Let me, I guess, climb all the way up here. And see if I can find where in the world this one is. Yep, there it is.
Coming at ya!
And he's gone. Ah, man, how much I love playing as Navia. Because she hits like a truck. And it is wonderful. Alright. Next one will come to here. Yeah, sure, if you want to come fight me. Get back here.
Coming at ya!
There we go. It says it should be like right around here. I bet it is. No. It's not right there. Where are they? Oh, if I remember correctly. Yep.
Burn it down.
Ha! Hiya! Watch out!
There we go. So it's a lot of going around killing enemies when it comes to grinding up different characters. So it's nice and relaxed. Sure, we'll travel a little bit more over here and see if we can get this one. After we ignore these. Let's see, the next one should be... like right around here? No. Is it right here? Oh, it is right here. Sometimes it can be a little sneaky and won't come out right
Rise
away.
with the sun.
Coming at ya! Ha! Coming at ya!
Yeah, and sure, why not? I'll take you out.
Nah!
Alright, next up. Where is there a next small pocket of them? Actually, if I come back over to here.
This one's got your...
Oh, I thought I was playing as a different character. Yep, should be right around here. If I remember correctly, I think it's like right. Yep. And I'm frozen. And I'm frozen again.
Light it up.
Watch out! Hey there!
There we go. So you can see what reactions happen when you mix ice and water. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, let's go up to here next. Yep, there's one. And then I think the other one is like right over there.
Watch out!
Yeah, I don't want you to freeze me again. All right, the next one should be... Oh, did I already pass it? Ah, there it is. So one way that you can tell if there's a fake is two different ways. One, you can see there's a little sparkle right here, and you see there's a little icon of a bag right next to the mint seed. Whereas this one has a dialogue box and doesn't have a little sparkle, which means that's one safe, that one is safe, and that one's a whopper flower.
Rise with the sun.
Coming at ya!
All right, the next one is right there.
Bring it. Full throttle.
So right here again. Yep.
Hey there!
There we go. Next up. Which one do I want to go to next? There's quite a few. You know what? Sure. Why don't we come over here and knock out a couple of these ones? Right around... Let's spawn here. And then I'll make my way over.
Coming at ya!
There we go. And you know what? Why don't we switch up a few things while we're going to be here in this area? We'll switch up my my team back over here to my exploration team. Because now I can go over water much faster and much easier. Let's see, this one should be right over here. There it is.
Let's fly!
There we go.
Rev the engines.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Of course, it's right in the water.
Light it up.
Yeah, I'm just not going to touch the water.
Locked on.
There we go. Next up, let's teleport to here.
Take me up.
Bring it.
Next one, it says should be around. Oh, I think I see it. Yep, right here.
Let's ride. Surf's up.
There we go.
Carving waves.
Bring it.
Should be around right here. Yep.
Burn it down.
Amazing. Off we go.
Let's see. Where are the next couple easiest ones to go towards? Oh, that's convenient. There's a little group of them right around here.
Need a surfboard?
How convenient.
Carving waves. Woohoo! Amazing.
Light it up.
Take me up.
Bullseye. Yeah.
Okay. Where's this one?
Full throttle. Ha! Open fire. Open fire. Open fire. Open fire.
Okay, and then last but not least, I think there's one more that's right here.
Rise with the sun.
Faster. Surf's up.
There we go.
Off we go.
All right, let's see how much further we are on finally leveling up. Let's see. Emu! Oh, hello. How's it going? Happy to see ya. Things going well so far?
Need a surfboard?
So yeah, right now I'm working on finally leveling up. I am in particular focusing on Lanyan. Since Wriothesley's coming up on the horizon, I'm wanting to finally start working on building an actual team for him, which involves grinding a lot of whopper flowers and blowing up a bunch of stones. So, you know, it's a blast to say the least. With Navia, it is quite literally a blast. So what are you just preparing to try to just get Wriothesley in general? Oh, dang it, I don't have enough books or money to be able to level her up more. Dang it. Let's see. Dang it, I feel like, you know what? Next up, why don't we work on just about everyone to scale him to 90 and talent level up to trip 6. Dang. It's not bad. Yeah, right now the team that I'm working on trying to build for Wriothesley is specifically either this one or this one. So it's kind of either a freeze or it is a melt team. Yeah, I want to shoot for his weapon too. I'm debating on whether I should shoot for his weapon first or if I should try to go for his C1. His C1 definitely makes him way easier to play because of just his general mechanic. But his weapon though, it just looks so pretty compared to, you know, Wriothesley of all people carrying around a book. Avika shotgun. Shogun. Wriothesley and Furina on a team. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's see. You'd get the melt and vapes from Malvika, and then you could potentially get some electrolyze with Shogun. And yeah, you have a lot of reactions going on there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. The other thing too, is part of my goal is all the reactions. You're right. The biggest goal that I have right now is mostly I'm just wanting to try to get some better teams that don't have all the exact same core that I can finally use in the Spiral Abyss and stuff. That's why this is kind of the one team that I have for Wriothesley right now. But the only problem is I need Zhongling and Bennett for a couple other teams. So like for instance, the two main teams that I primarily use, my Navia team, which requires Bennett, and then my Mualani team, which, I mean, AI still needs Bennett. So technically speaking, I guess I do have, I mean, I could swap things around and then get everything to work that way. The other thing as well is I could always just put Mualani, not Mualani. I could always swap out Bennett for Xiangling, and then it'll still relatively keep the same power. I'll lose the buff that comes from Bennett, but I'll be able to have much more consistent vapes, which will be really, really great. Yeah, I could do that. And then the big guns as my kind of my third team. But since I love playing Wriothesley and I really want to have a good Wriothesley team, I just feel like I really badly need to finally work on getting Wriothesley up and running. But yeah, so it's a great time. I'm trying to think of what next I need to farm and what things I would need to work towards. Oh crap, let's Furina for freeze. Yeah, so the reason being is because, I mean, I could switch things around and I could change out Charlotte to be Honestly, it actually wouldn't be that bad of an idea if I changed out Jean.
Ready for anything.
Because then, well, if I do this, honestly, this actually might be a little bit better right now. Is because then Farina and Jean, I'll be able to ult with Farina and then be able to then get fanfare from Jean because from her ult. And then Shenhe directly buffs Wriothesley because of her E skill. So if I were to do a team like this, I give Verdant Fenrir and Jean. So then it would do, I'd be able to do cryo resistance. So probably what I would want to do. Ooh, how would the turn rotation go for that? Now that I'm trying to think about it, because I would need to apply cryo first in order for Jean to swirl it. And then, but the other thing too is I want Farina as well. I guess probably what I would do is Farina use her skill, then Shenhe, then Wriothesley is a single punch to quickly swap over to Jean as and use her ult, and then I'd get max fanfare, and then come back to Wriothesley and then use his skill. And our appointment today, Doc said in health looks pretty good aside from the two biggest detractors. That's great to hear. That's awesome to hear. It's always good to hear the doctor give some good positive news for once. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, I think this is probably the team that I might go with if I'm wanting to do freeze. And then if I wanted to do melt, I probably would go something like this and then do Lanyan to apply shields, because then Wriothesley would be even more safe. And then I'd be able to continue to apply pyro with these two. And then Wriothesley would be able to just keep melting all the hits, which would be awesome. And also Lanyan as well. I think she can also potentially technically apply pyro as well if her shield becomes pyro. That I'd have to double check. But yeah, so these are kind of the two teams that I'm wanting to work on. Which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what more do I need for Jean? Her weapon is fine. I just need... Probably I don't have enough. Yep, insufficient Mora and insufficient materials. That's a bummer. I'm broke. Yeah, and then our artifact set I remember is just okay. But yeah. Honestly though, I'm getting pretty close to finally having a really solid team for Wriothesley. The character that I love playing the most, but also the character that I have also had the worst luck with as far as, well, a couple different character pulls, but just in general, I'll finally be able to start using Frosty Hands. It'll be a good time. What else? But yeah, right now I've just been going through and have been collecting a lot of energy nectar so that I can start leveling up Lanyan, which actually I probably should go back and oh, well, sounds good. Well, thanks for coming and joining for just a split second. Have a good one. Oh, I just realized it is getting pretty, actually, oh, when, I'm trying to remember, when is my, that's right, I have scheduled until, I think, 9 o'clock today. So let's see, so yeah, I have quite a bit more time to grind out and get a few more things. Let's first come over to another crafting bench and see if we can get that up and running. Or see what more I need in order to build her up. So let's see, character ascension. this. And exactly 36 because of the extra bonus 3. Ooh. All right. Now all that's left is for me to grind out a bunch more jade and then do her boss a couple more times. And then as far as this goes, she requires that. Okay. And she requires even more Whopper Nectar. That's great. Oh, how fun. Actually, let's see. Today is Tuesday. I can show this off to you if you're still here, girl with guns. So, on top of being able to go around and to collect a bunch of resources in the overworld, there are also different domains that you can go into, and good to know. There are a bunch of different domains that I, for some reason, can't teleport from. Okay, there we go. That you can then utilize more resources in order to get new resources, if that makes sense. So every single day, you're basically allotted 200 resin, as you can see here in the top right corner. With this 200 resin, it will just passively generate over time. So you can see it replenish, or I'll get 1 new resin in about 3-ish minutes. And then if I want it to fully regenerate all the way, it'll take about 11 hours. So it's kind of a use it or lose it scenario. You either use it and you spend the resin, or you don't. So in this case, one thing that you can use it for is fighting against domains or against bosses. You can utilize resin to be able to then get those resources. So this is one of the ones that I need to do. And let's see, it recommends hydro, cryo, and electro. I think, you know what? Why don't we do this for right now? Try out one of the teams that I am wanting to work on. Even though it doesn't have electro, it's usually fine. Oh yeah, this one. I remember this one now. So, okay. So one other thing as well that's also kind of fun is every single character has a unique playstyle in the way and how they play. So with Wriothesley's whole spiel is just punching the crap out of everything, which is real fun. It's there's a little bit more nuance to it, but all of his punches are imbued with cryo, which means every single hit that he does, he applies his element. Whereas for someone like Shenhe, she has a polearm or spear, and it does not apply any type of element whatsoever. It just does damage. And then you also have Furina, who uses a sword, and so does Jean. But with all of that being said, let me test this out.
I swear by my sword. Strike a pose. Unleash.
On my way now.
There we are. So yeah, and so in this case, because this has cryo and hydro, I'm able to constantly freeze my enemies. And that's it. So I'm able to utilize all their strengths. And then from here, I'll then be able to then get more of these level up books. These are the books that are needed for leveling up Lanyan's skills. So I'll just continue to grind this out until probably I run out of resin, because as you probably saw, since you can only do certain things certain days. Wait, oh crap. All right, I totally did not do that correctly, but that's okay.
Time to shine.
Let me do this.
Barbados, guide us.
Where did he go? Oh, there he is. There we go. Yeah. One other fun fact about this game as well is, unlike things like Marvel Rivals or other games where there are a lot of different characters, with Genshin, as you kind of already noticed before, a lot of it is a stats game. A lot of it is knowing how to manipulate different stats and be able to make it so that they're different, or different characters do more damage. Well, because of that, when it comes to support characters in this game, let me show you a showcase for this. Let me just do, without any buffs, you can see I'm hitting around anywhere between like 2k to around, I guess right there was around 13k, which isn't bad. But now, watch when I do this. Now, every single punch is doing around a lot more damage. Or, for instance, if I were to do something like this.
My name echo in some wind. Hear me.
Cryo incarnate.
Don't run away now.
Now you saw I was doing 16k. So I can go from one of my attacks going only doing like 2,000 damage to the same attack doing 8 times more damage. So supports are really, really busted in Genshin. If you have really, really good supports, you can pretty much throw almost any character you want as a DPS and it'll make them work, which is great. And that's also the reason why that's why I have a couple different characters that are really, really good supports for very specific characters. But, nope, I want to do this. Go.
Strike a pop.
Stay cool and face your guilt. A moment, please.
But yeah, so it can be pretty rewarding to be able to then get a lot more supports. But yeah, I just haven't built any supports because I really didn't know the best way and how to play this game before. Yep, there are definitely a lot of pretty colors when you constantly are swapping between people. So in this case, let me do the full shebang and having all the buffs that I can.
Shower me with praise. Time to shine.
Barbados, guide us.
Let me do this, activate this alt,
My will
do
invoke.
that.
Run away now.
So yep, and now I'm doing around roughly anywhere between 10 to 30k. So if you line up everything and you do all of the correct combinations of stuff, you can do a lot of extra damage. Let's see. And then to speed things up a little bit, I've unlocked a special, basically a special recipe that allows me to be able to actually take this resin and then do what's called condensing it. So instead of me having to do that domain tons and tons and tons of times, I can actually just come over here and then convert my resin. So it makes it go from having every 40 resin that I have, which this is resin. This is the stuff that regenerates every day. I can take every 40 resin for here and then convert it into a condensed resin, which is basically the equivalent of 40 resin that you can spend on certain stuff. So in this case, I'm actually going to do this just to make things a little more interesting. I'm going to use this and get a little bit more resin for the day. And now I can make 4 condensed resin. So now I can go back in and then grind this specific one. Oh crap, where was it again? Is it right here? Yes, it was this one right here. So you saw how much damage this team goes, or this team does. Granted, only out of all the characters I have, there are only 2 that were fully built, which were Farina and Wriothesley. They're pretty much at the point where I'd like them. Shen has a lot more to do, or a lot more that she can do. And then Jean has a lot more stuff that would make her really, really good for this team. But keep in mind those numbers, and let me switch over to someone like Navia, where basically everybody on this team is fully built. Keep in mind how much damage I was doing per second, and then now see the full damage stack up with this team.
Burn it down.
Hear the echoes of the valley.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
This one's got your name on it.
Clear time 20 seconds. With the right teams, you can blaze through this game. It requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of know-how. And there are some teams that are pretty easy and pretty, I'll say, brain dead to play. So for instance, let me quickly build a team that's really, really, you can see, strength is basically max for everything except for talent level up amounts, which is fine. But let me show you, let me just quickly create a team that's pretty easy to build and is with characters that you can usually normally get. Miku, thanks for following. How are you doing? I am just giving a quick demonstration to one of my followers. What? No, that sounds weird. To one of my viewers. There we go. That sounds a lot better. I was telling her and teaching her about the kind of the general mechanics. I was gonna try to make a Hyperbloom team. Do you have any specific oh no, that's too many. Crap. That's okay. I'll go back and delete one later. Oh wait, I can. There we go. I was thinking about quickly making a Hyperbloom team, which I was thinking could be pretty easy to show off. I'm thinking just kind of a quick Hyperbloom team. Let's see. How about the main driver? I probably have be Yao Yao.
Lead the way. Follow me.
Then I'll have. I mean, I'm thinking specifically Farina
I knew you'd miss me.
and
The campaign begins.
Raiden Shogun. I can't think of who else I could potentially do. Well, this is... Sure. Why don't we do... no. I probably want more Hydro application. Yeah, you know what? Sure, why not? Even though it's nowhere near built. Look away, Miku. I know my Xingqiu is so poorly built, but this is a team that utilizes a specific type of mechanic that makes it so that basically instead of doing a lot of big numbers, you're doing a lot of smaller sources of damage, but a lot more of them. So I'll just do this team and then we'll show this off. And ironically enough, it has all the stuff that everyone wants, or this domain wants. So we'll do this.
Illusion shattered.
Rain outlines your... Ready, go!
So you can see there's just a lot of damage that's all being applied all at once.
Echo in song.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Witness the power of...
Let's see. Go, Yao Yao, go. So I can kind of stand back. Oh, that.
Shower me with
I can kind of stand back and then it will generate these little things that are basically like little grass bombs that will explode after time. And then I can force them to explode by using Electro on them. So you can kind of stand back and then more or less watch the fireworks go off. Yeah, I know that yours is level 80 or level 90. It's yeah, Xingqiu is such a great character, but I just do not have mine built. As with a majority of my character, or the majority of my support characters. That's one thing in particular I'm wanting to work on, and that's kind of one of the goals that I have for stream.
Don't be scared.
Is specifically to make it so that I can then do a lot more work towards building these type of teams and these type of characters.
Time to shine.
This.
Ring cutter. Uglay, you're up.
And this is where I wish I really had someone like Baiju. Baiju would be phenomenal for this type of team. And it would be so easy.
Ready, go.
But yeah, so this is like another pretty simple team that I could do. That can still put in some work and still put in some decent clear time. I don't fully love these type of teams, mainly because I like more substance with my team.
No, my sword. Shine down.
And then I made was a
Stay put.
Beidou, Chung Yun, and Xingqiu Diluc. Before I asked for. Yeah, I mean that would do it for you.
Let my
That's
song.
my first ever team that I ran was a
Witness the power
let me
of the
think.
one.
My first ever team was a Yanfei Overload team. It was definitely not great. So many numbers.
Shower me with praise.
There we go. On that team. Honestly, yeah. If you... Yeah, the game really incentivizes making solid teams and really kind of figuring out and knowing how each of them work with each other. Also, yeah, I give you permission to laugh at me on this because I know you will regardless. But I do have, so I'm working on building up my Lanyan. Till I was like, I need a healer because I had cooked so many food for NREs. Yeah, the thing that I never knew existed until you guys told me about it. But yeah, the one thing in particular I've been working on building up my Lanyan, and I don't have enough books. And then even if I did, I do not have enough money. I'm broke. I'm broke again. It's the story of my life. But yeah, the current teams that I'm working on building up right now are specifically my Wriothesley teams. Oh, I can't just click up there. So yeah, my Wriothesley team. So there's this one, which is my Melt team that I've been working towards. And I'm wanting to try out Lanyan with this because I see that she has some... Pretty much. But yeah, I saw a little bit more that Lanyan can do, and in particular being able to utilize and mix that with just buffing Wriothesley as well with Verdant Fenrir, and then having a lot of, or a decent amount of pyro application / buff to be able to make it so that Wriothesley can then hit like a truck, which is the hope. That's the plan. We'll see how well it works, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well that will work. And then I also have this team as well, which is my freeze team. So all this worlds that I, even with my vast knowledge of this game, still can barely wrap my mind around and understand. It's bad. But yeah, and then my freeze team, which relatively standard, relatively simple. I was doing a quick damage showcase and I was looking at, without any buffs with Wriothesley, he can do about 2k on his first punch. And then with all the buffs, with Vertivenrir, with Farina's alt active, Shenna's alt and E skill, and everything else, Wriothesley can then punch like 30k on the first punch. So not bad. It can definitely be a lot better, but it's decent. I still have a long ways to go. But yeah, it's definitely something that I'm gonna need to start working on a bit more. Which is why I'm wanting to start working towards building Lanyan and building potentially and maybe my Charlotte, depending on how I want to build either of those teams. Maybe what I may end up doing is I may end up... Yeah, I might actually end up doing something like this. And I'll probably just have to test it out and see how well I like it. I may end up switching out someone like Bennett with Charlotte, maybe.
Let's get this interview started.
And then I get the elemental resonance with the extra crit rate. But I don't know. I'm missing out a lot of damage from having Bennett's alt active.
Gonna be epic.
So it's something that I'm still working towards and still working on. But yeah, we'll see how well that all works out though. But tonight in particular was, yes, my Charlotte, she's getting there. If I were to pull up Charlotte real quickly. So, I mean, she's at level 80, which I just got her tonight at. Her weapon is decent, but like I said before, the aforementioned, I'm broke. And I'll have to do that Thursday or something. And then craftable materials 164 I can make. Then 139. Yeah, I can make this pretty easily. Oh wait, I can. Hold on. We're doing this right now before I forget. Let me come over here. Oh wait, right here. Let's see. So let me go to Charlotte. Weapon. And fully ascension. Full ascension. Yep. Let's do that. This. And this. All right. And then if I go to weapons, let's see if we can finally level this all the way up. And still don't have enough more. Dang it! My list of things that I need to use Mora for is just stacking exponentially. It's bad. It is so bad. So, I mean, let me see. Let me go to characters. If I remember correctly, no, Jean. Oh, I just need a bunch more flowers and stuff for her. Who is it that I like? Yeah. Miss Splitter for Bennett needs to be leveled up. Charlotte's weapon now needs to be leveled up. What else? Or better yet, who else? Yanlin. Alright, yeah. Lanyan. She needs to be leveled up a bunch more. And then her constellations are still absolute garbage. Flowers make everything better. Hello, sweetheart. For those who don't know, Mirror Mage is my wife. Thank you for dropping in. Finally. But you'll have to tell me all about after I finish the stream. I'll probably be wrapping up here in the next 15-ish or so minutes. Anytime. But yeah. So I have a long ways to go. Yeah, I got a Mimizuki weapon I need to work on, and then talents for her, and then finally Kokomi, since she needs to be triple crowned. Yeah. Yeah, there's your Kokomi so great. I mean, the heals are just phenomenal. So, I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, I guess, what in particular are you trying to level up for Kokomi? Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry, you just said it. It was being triple crowned for specifically her skills. So yeah, that checks out. But yeah, so yeah, I've got a long ways to go. Yeah, I realize her ult is. But I guess yeah, I use Kokomi so much. Crowning her would be really good. For context, what it means to crown someone is, for instance, I have Furina. All of her levels are at level 9. But something that I could do, which actually I just might because it'd be really good for me to crown Furina in general, is what it means is there are crowns of insight. They're a very, very limited resource that you can get in the game. Usually you can only get very few, like 1 or 2 maybe per patch. Almost, probably not even then. I guess technically speaking, if you spend a lot of money, but you can use a crown to get from level 9 to level 10. Might want to move your cam so that they can see it. Oh, yeah, you have a point. How about this? Let me do. There we go. So it's more or less. So yeah, so down here in the bottom left corner, you can crown, so you can crown different characters. And this is what it looks like down here. So for instance, why not? Never mind, don't have money. Just kidding. Can't do it. So if I had money and if I wasn't broke, so much more. A 3-star item. Yeah, right. You can then level up characters to be at their maximum potential as far as their base talent levels. With that being said, transition back into here. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea. Yeah, a lot of characters who I play a lot, like Wriothesley, I have full 10s. With Navia is all 10s. I don't think I have any other character that I have crowned. No, that's right, I have Mualani is crowned. And I crowned the last one, but the whistles have become the new handguards in Natlan. And I cannot ever seem to have enough of them. This is an item that's dropped by a lot of different enemies in one of the later regions of the game. But the thing that's funny is, like, every single character from that region requires it to level up. And so it just does not matter how many you have. It will never be enough because it always requires so many. And it is insane. But yeah. And then this is the equivalent of the talent books that I was farming earlier. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. With all the characters that I have, yeah, all the Natlan characters that I have, let's come here. See, all the Natlan characters that I have all require pretty much the whistle. So if I were to go down the list, you have Shalonen, who requires the whistle. Chaska, who's like the only character that I have that requires the claw. Then back to whistle. And then whistle. And then claw. But with Auroran, I mean, there's really not much in particular that I would necessarily want to build with him. He's mostly just more or less the off-field electro applicator. Then whistle. Like all of my characters except for like 2, which out of all of those really turns into 1, requires the whistle. So it's like the thing that I cannot get a break from. And even though I could go around and try to collect all the different characters, or try to defeat all of the characters, it's just never enough. I just sink it immediately into something else. And then I just can't get enough, and it sucks. But yeah. Yes, the claw. Oh man, I'm still so not used to talking this much. I can start to feel and hear my voice go out a little bit. But yeah, let's collect our daily rewards. Oh, girl with guns. Banhammer.
Thank you for completing.
Once, yeah, thank you. So yeah, you know what, here, I'll show this real quickly. One thing that's kind of funny is, I was showing this to Girl with Guns before, but, whenever I think of banning someone with the ban hammer, I, for some reason, always think of, hold on. Let me do this. Can I not just... Maybe if I just do this. Hold on. There we go. Every single time that I think of like banning and using like doing the ban hammer, there's always like one thing that I think of is either, or actually no, two things that I think of. Either I think of Mjolnir from Marvel Comics and the Marvel Universe in general. Well, I guess that one in particular. I guess also I could be thinking of Mjolnir from Norse mythology in general. Or I think of this. Colossal Hammer, which is a magic card, which is basically a tiny little dwarf holding a massive hammer. This is what I think of every single time I think of the ban hammer. It's a great time. Yes, it's my hammer. But yeah, it's every single time. That's always what I think about. But anyways, Kirby has been. It's true. I'm not gonna lie, sweetheart. I've been thinking about potentially asking my artist to be able to make a couple different emotes where I would have the ban hammer, or like for instance, I could do like some type of like reward, and then it could randomize between a couple different like decal hammers. One of them being Colossal Hammer, another one being Kirby's hammer, or another one would be Mjolnir, which I think would be awesome. it'd be a lot of fun. Oh wait, I already collected this. What was I working towards next? That's right. Let me do this. Nice. Or I could do hammer like that. Probably not, because I think this is probably from someone else's stream. Or is that inherent in in Twitch? Is that just one of the default ones? I'm not seeing it right away, but granted, I am blind in more ways than one. Nope, it is. It's one of the default ones, one of the global ones. That'd be funny. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I wrap up or start wrapping up things. I'll get to that later. But yeah, you know what? I think I might just end up wrapping things up right here. But with that being said, oh, all right, stream 2 down. Hopefully many, many more to come with a lot more engaging commentary and a lot more better planning. But with all that being said, Oh man, I'm exhausted. I need to drink a lot more water, which, you know, you'd think I would have enough of with all the water bottles that I have. Two down, or two more to go. Yep, it's true. But anyways, thank you so much everyone for joining me and for dropping by and chatting and saying hi. Sadly, this stream is not sponsored yet by Big Water. Where's the hydration button? When I get Twitch affiliate, or when I get Twitch partnership, you better believe that's going to be a reward is some clever pun on hydrating. Big Water commercial, lol. But anyways, I think I'm going to end things off there and end it just a tiny bit early. I'll leave the stream up and running, and I'll probably still message from time to time, but thank you so much for everyone for joining, and hope to see you sometime soon. Have a good evening. Or morning, wherever you're at. If it's morning, why are you awake? Go back to bed. Anyways, have a good one.
Is that what you have heard?
I am so afraid for it.
Not without reason.
And I thought you, if you whom they all respect and